Welcome, everyone, to this briefing brought to you by the Israel Defense and Security Forum, IDSF, and Hebrew name is Bitronistim. IDSF is the leading Israeli organization advocating for strong national security to defend Israel. One of the things that we're working on right now, very strong, is this whole issue of the Philadelphi Corridor and the overwhelming position of the members of IDSF, including our top-ranking generals, is that withdrawing from the Philadelphi Corridor, even temporarily, would be a big mistake for Israel. And in order to promote that idea and that strategy, our officers are meeting with top officials here in Israel and speaking about it broadly in the media in order to make it very clear and understood that even though there are those who contest this approach, it is sound military reasoning and what absolutely needs to happen. So today's briefing is a little bit different than usual. As I just noted, all of our people are really hitting the streets, working hard to promote this plan. And I have for you right now a recording of General Avivi. We sat down about 20 minutes ago, and he recorded a 10-minute briefing related to the Philadelphia Corridor. So I will play that for you right now.
Looking at the issue of the murder of the hostages and the discussion about Philadelphia, I want to start by saying something about the terrible execution of our hostages and the overall reaction. I think that in Israel, people feel shocked and very angry, appalled by the cruelty of Hamas as a terror organization. And definitely everybody feels that something needs to be done. And I think that this is something that is deep in the DNA of our people. On one hand, I think we're the only nation on earth that people have a real connection and sense of belonging. And we care about everyone, every single Jew that dies or something happens. We all feel it as if it happened personally to us, and this is something that doesn't exist in any nation. And the other thing is that, when we pray every day, all our praying is talking about the people of Israel. There is no personal praying. We always pray for everybody, for Am Israel. And we have to bridge these two phenomena. One, that we care about each person, and the other one, that we have an overall responsibility for all the people. And I think this is the big challenge the government of Israel is facing, because we want to save every single hostage. We want to do everything to save our people. And on the other hand, we cannot undermine the whole society. And we need to do things that don't undermine the overall security of the state of Israel. And this brings us to the big discussion about Philadelphia. In IDSF, we have talked about it extensively. We have issued a letter to the Prime Minister this last few days. I had discussions with his staff because it was important for the Prime Minister to understand the position of IDSF. Obviously, there was huge pressure to pull out of Philadelphia. But the issue is that at present, we didn't even finish finding all the tunnels along the corridor. We have found dozens and dozens of tunnels, some of them huge. Cars can drive inside the tunnels connecting Egypt to Israel. So the work is still undergoing. There's a lot of work to do to find all the infrastructure and destroy it. It's a long process. It might take months. The other thing is understanding why Hamas insists so much on Israel withdrawing from the border with Egypt and connecting again Gaza to Egypt. And there are two main reasons. The first reason is that inside the Sinai Peninsula, there are tens of thousands of rockets and other capabilities and thousands of Nukhbas terrorists waiting to go into Gaza and rebuild Hamas and reinforce it and create a reality where everything we did, all the price we paid fighting inside Gaza will be for nothing. And this is something we cannot allow. We cannot rebuild Hamas. And when I speak to people, they say to me, but Amir, it's only a month and a half. It's retreating for a short time. And the answer is that to bring all these capabilities inside, you don't need a month and a half. You can do it in a week. So the moment we go out, it's obvious that they will storm the border, and we're not going to be able to stop it. The other consideration, and this we talked with the Prime Minister at length, is that Hamas, at this stage, when they understand that we're continuing the fighting, they plan to take hostages, the remaining hostages that are not going to be released in the first part. They're planning to take hostages to Iran. They're planning to take them out of Gaza to the Sinai Peninsula and there to Iran. And we have to understand that we have an overall responsibility for all the hostages, not just part of them. And there is no deal that says we're getting all the hostages. At the best, we're talking about 30 hostages. We have more than 100. And we have to make sure that the terms needed to secure all of them, and also our ability to negotiate for the other hostages remains. We cannot negotiate if we don't have the tools to pressure Hamas to give up and give us the hostages. So yes, it's very, very hard decisions, and we have to bridge between really wanting to release every single hostage and, on the other hand, securing all of them and also taking care of the whole country and not endangering again the citizens of the south. I think that the government is also worried that if we withdraw, it's not sure that we'll be able to go back because of international pressure. We might find ourselves in a situation where we cannot really go back. Maybe technically, militarily, it's possible, but looking at the international pressure on Israel and also from Egypt, who is trying to do everything possible to renew smuggling into Gaza. They make billions of this smuggling, and they want to rebuild Hamas. We cannot allow this this reality. So we saw the Prime Minister talking on national TV, explaining everything that I said now. I think that most of the society understand that, and that we need to stay on Philadelphia. And I'm assuming that this is exactly what is going to happen. But the people of Israel still expect the government to punish Hamas, to do something more dramatic. And I think the government must find solutions to how they bring down Hamas faster, how they enhance the pressure, whether it's completely taking over the north of Gaza in a way that we move all the remaining people, 200,000, to the center of Gaza, and we have complete military control over this area. It can be annexing areas, can be bring more forces and attack stronger. There are many things Israel can do. We haven't even started creating the process in which we want to prosecute the Nukhba terrorists. We cannot prosecute them normally. We need to have special courts, and for this we need a special law. In special military courts, they can decide on death penalty, which is according to Israeli law. So there are many things the government can do, and they're not doing. And this is something that I think creates a lot of unease because people want something to be done. So some people say, okay, let's let's surrender, let's give them what they want. And most of the society says, no, they have to pay a price for what they did. And while we're talking about these issues of Gaza, we have to remember all the time, we have tens of thousands of Israelis displaced in the north, and we need to do something in the north. We need to go to war and push Hezbollah out of South Lebanon and hit them and create the terms to bring back our citizens home. So I think we're really in very dramatic weeks before the Jewish holidays. And it's the responsibility of the cabinet to take serious decisions and do what's best for Israel.
That was Brigadier General Amir Avivi, founder and chairman of IDSF, in a message he recorded about 30 minutes or so ago about the importance, in our opinion, on the Philadelphi Corridor. We've spoken about it a lot over the past week or so, but it's really important to get the message out. IDSF is very much working hard to lead Israel to victory, to look at the very difficult decisions of this war and provide sound military and strategic reasoning. And we thank all of our viewers of these briefings, all of our supporters of our important work to really defend Israel. If you're watching this briefing, you're asking, what can I do at home to encourage Israel, the IDF, to stay in the Philadelphia Corridor, right? I'm not a military strategist. I'm not a politician. But the answer is very simple. One small thing that you can do is share this briefing, share our briefings in general with your friends, with your family, with local media, with anyone that you know that needs to know about Israel. And it really makes a big difference. The more we get the truth out, the more we share the message of IDSF, the stronger Israel becomes. So thank you to all of our viewers, all of our supporters, all of you watching in this live Zoom briefing, all of you who are watching on YouTube for making this happen. With that, we're going to end our briefing early today. I said today was going to be a little bit different than usual, so you're off the hook. You got 15 minutes to go do what you usually do. And we will be back with you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. here in Israel. Until then, stay safe, stay strong. Take care, everyone.